were listening to Feed Your Mind. And so this White Ellis project was located in Alaska. And to this day, you can visit the site and see evidence of these structures that scientists were using to communicate by bouncing signals off of the sky. And as we all know, the sky is not a solid object, so there's no way that they're bouncing signals off of the sky, no matter what they try to tell you about the ionosphere or whatever. They're not bouncing signals off of the sky. They're bouncing signals off of the reflective dome firmament. I believe the dome firmament to have electromagnetic properties. There could be some type of energy that's associated with this force field, in addition to just being a solid barrier structure. Now, before we get started on more details about this project, let's take a moment and analyze the name of this project because, well, there's a few strange coincidences I've noticed with that name, White Ellis. Now, even though they have an acronym for the White Ellis Project, as we will discuss later on in this video, it's possible that they also named this project after Alice in Wonderland. And so Ellis is most famously depicted as wearing blue and white. Well, blue and white also happens to be the logo for the UN. And the thing about the logo for the UN is that the UN logo is actually a flat earth map. And so it's not just that, but also one of the most famous Alice in Wonderland stories is Through the Looking Glass. Well, if you do deeper research, well, the thing about that is in Job 37:18, it says, "Have you with him spread out the sky which is strong and as a molten looking glass?" So could these be clues to why they named this the White Ellis Project? Let's get into more details about this White Ellis Project and what took place. And so this took place in the early 50s in Alaska. And the military was having problems communicating throughout the vast open areas of Alaska. The telephone communication systems at that time were limited to cables and wires, and I believe they also had limited signal technology. And so communication was a massive problem for the military to communicate. And the ironic thing is, most people think that their cell phones are based off of satellite technology, but really, most of our communications today is still through cables and wires and cell towers. And so it's really just an advanced version of the same technology that was back in the times of this White Ellis project. And so as scientists were mastering bouncing the signals off of the dome, they noticed that the northern lights actually affected the communication and interfered with the signals. And so the striking thing about this White Ellis military base is that we must remember that this was before satellites existed. And so to me, this White Ellis military base is empirical evidence that satellite tech is actually signals being bounced off of the dome. This is very solid evidence that satellites do not exist. And so this White Ellis base was even before the space race. It was before NASA. It was before even Operation Fishbowl, which I actually believe Operation Fishbowl was directly connected to this White Ellis project because they're definitely practicing the same technologies that they were practicing during Operation Fishbowl. So I believe Operation Fishbowl was the finalization of this White Ellis project. And so White Ellis means the Alaska Integrated Communication Enterprise. And they were naming the technology Tropospheric Scattering. I believe this White Ellis technology is what led to cellular communication technology and GPS technology as well. They were able to send the signal up into the sky and then have the signal come back down to a location at a satellite base across the land. And so according to my research, it was around 1955 when they were first able to successfully communicate using this technology by bouncing signals off of the ionosphere, which is actually the dome firmament. The lowest point of this ionosphere is 31 miles up. But they say this ionosphere extends all the way up to 620 miles up. And what they're able to do is bounce signals from dish to dish. They can bounce over mountains and rough terrain. And they were said to be able to reach distances as far as 200 miles apart. And what they noticed is these signals can support multiple phone calls at the same time. So there's no doubt about it that this is all what we consider to be satellite communication in this modern time. It's basically the same technology they're using today, but they're calling it satellite technology. And so this was a secure system where each signal could only be received by the precise reception destinations, and these signals could not be intercepted. And so after they mastered this technology is when satellite dishes started popping up all over the world. And so to this day, all satellite technology really is signal technology using this system where they're bouncing signals off the dome, and it's also cellular towers and land-based cable communication. What most people think are satellites is actually simply signals bouncing from cell tower to cell tower and from dish to dish, using the dome firmament to bounce the signals. And so there doesn't seem to be any empirical evidence that satellites exist. And so this White Ellis project seems to definitely be solid proof that satellite technology is not what you were told. And Alaska is also where they have that HARP system. And I believe the HARP system actually helps to charge up the dome firmament. And I believe chemtrails are also related to signal technology because there's metals in these chemtrails. barium and all types of stuff. So I believe the chemtrails are used to help charge up these signals as they're bouncing from dish to dish. And the only reason they're bouncing from dish to dish is because of the dome firmament. So I came across some audio from a whistleblower who claims to have inside information about all of this technology. I'm not able to confirm if this is authentic, but the information definitely sounds worth listening to. And so like, share, and subscribe, and click the notification bell, and I'll release the full audio in the next coming weeks. But for now, let's play a clip. And let me know what you think about all of this in the comment section.
Engineers have been able to take advantage of some very unique properties of the dome which covers the Earth. Transparent aluminum only exists in theory, but it is said to have unique properties. One of those properties was changing the incident angle of an electromagnetic wave from a normal reflected signal. Without getting technical, I will try to describe what I mean. When you shine a light on a window or shiny surface, the light reflects at the same angle that it arrives. In other words, a mirror placed at a 45-degree angle will bounce light in a manner that it will turn a 90-degree corner. Back during the late 50s and early 60s, scientists were probing the dome with stronger and shorter wavelength radio signals. When their technology improved, they found a strange phenomenon. When a radio signal hit the dome, it did not reflect off at the same incidence angle. The radio signal somehow excited the molecules in the dome in such a way that it appeared to retransmit the signal back at the same angle of the radio wave from the ground. This was a revolution for two different groups of people, and those at the top had a brainstorm. They had just discovered a way to simulate satellites to keep their illusion going in the face of better technology.
Check out my Proof at the Dome Firmament playlist for much more information. I'll leave the link in the comment section and the description box. Simply enter your email address at feedyourmind1.com. That way I can send you some cool news briefs throughout the week. It's completely free. If you support this channel, chip in $1 to $5 and you can join my VIP room for early releases, free gifts, and much more. Links in the comment section and the description box. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and click your notification